Hi, my name is Nadine, and today we'll be going over Chapter 9 from the textbook, which covers space commercialization. And I will be trying to answer the question, can the average person go to space? And this is based off of an article from the New York Times named The Future of Space Tourism is Now. Well, not quite. So first, I want to discuss the question, what even is space travel? Most people would consider space travel as crossing the Kármán line, which is located 60 miles above Earth, and this serves as a boundary between the Earth's atmosphere and space. So for companies trying to send their passengers to space, they would seek to reach these altitudes. So how can you even get there? So in the US, there are three top companies that are currently selling space tickets. The first is Blue Origin, which is owned by Jeff Bezos. This flies above 62 miles and they have had 4 commercial launches. Next, we have Virgin Galactic, which is owned by Richard Branson. And something interesting to note is that Spaceship Two will only send you around 53 miles above Earth. While this is under the Kármán line, the US does consider 50 miles above Earth as space, so this does technically send you to space. And they have a launch announced for 2023. Finally, we have the company SpaceX, which is owned by Elon Musk. The company has had a lot of accomplishments so far. They have launched an all-civilian space flight. They have also reached altitudes greater than the other two companies at around 120 miles above Earth, and they have had 2 commercial launches. So how much will a ticket set you back? First, for Blue Origin, the cost for a seat for the Spaceship New Shepard is currently unknown. However, there was one auction that went on, and a ticket was sold for $28 million. And this was for an 11-minute trip with Jeff Bezos and his brother to space. Next, we have Virgin Galactic, where a ticket was sold for $450,000 on Spaceship Two. However, if you think this is too expensive, there is a cheaper alternative on the spacecraft Unity, which will cost around $250,000, which is still a large amount. Finally, there is the company SpaceX, which has a planned private mission to the ISS. So not only will this get you into space, it will also send you to a space station. However, this will cost $55 million, and there are only 4 passengers. So how would you even get the ticket if you do have the money? There are a couple special travel agencies meant for space. The first is Galactic Experiences by Deprez, and this company sells rocket launch tickets and astronaut training. Next, we have the company Avenue 2 Travel, which has sold seats on the Virgin Galactic flights. And are there any cheaper alternatives for trying to get to space? For once, there is the company Worldview, where passengers ride in a helium balloon and they float to around 100,000 feet for 6 to 12 hours. And this will be around $50,000 for a seat, but there is a $500 deposit. Next, we have the company Space Perspective, which has a similar balloon spaceship, and it's named Spaceship Neptune. And this will cost around $125 for a seat. So these are considerably cheaper than the other companies. And let's look into the future. What will commercialization look like? So there is one company that is aiming to colonize space. The company Orbital Assembly Corporation is building space hotels that will orbit Earth. And if you look in the bottom right, there is a structure. The ring-shaped structure is the planned space hotel. There are 2 hotels planned. The first is Pioneer Station, which is set to open in 2025, which is surprisingly close. And there's also Voyager Station, which is planned to be larger than Pioneer Station, and this is set to open in 2027. And finally, we also have the company Axiom Space, which is building a private space station. So in conclusion, space isn't really in reach for the average person. It's really meant for the top 1% that will really have the money to get to space. And here are my citations. Thank you for listening.